You might think, well, what does this have to do with today? History seems to go in concentric circles. The attack on the synagogue, Beth Israel Synagogue in Jackson, the only synagogue that exists in the city of Jackson. This brought back a lot of memories for people because this same synagogue was attacked back in 1967. Now, that was not a solitary act. It was a part of basically a whole campaign of terror by the Klan that really started in the 63, 64, and then really began to blossom in 64, attacked civil rights workers, obviously killed the 3 civil rights workers in Neshoba County, James Chaney, Andy Goodman, Mickey Schwerner. Other violence. Vernon Dahmer, who was killed by the Klan in 1966. There was a whole series of attacks like this that the White Knights carried out. But in the mid-60s, the Klan began to embrace a white supremacist religion known as Christian identity. The importance of that is it increased their anti-Semitism in the Klan, and so they began to attack more and more Jewish targets, such as synagogues or Jewish leaders' homes. They began to bomb them in 66, 67, 68.
Do you know what a nightmare is? I went through the night trying to say to myself, it didn't happen. It didn't happen, but it did happen. My own feeling is that the same kind of person who has promoted the viciousness and the cruelty that we have witnessed in Jackson, Mississippi over the years is not going to stop with any one color or with any one group. And that is precisely from this type.
They bombed the synagogue in Jackson in 67, continued to kind of bomb different people's homes and civil rights leaders' homes, Jewish leaders' homes. Synagogue over in Meridian was bombed, along with some black churches over there. All this is part of this Christian identity belief. And what they believe, to explain pretty simply, they believe that Adam and Eve were white people. And they believe when God was doing creation, they believe that the non-whites were created on the 6th day. They call them mud people, and they believe they're like animals and have no souls. And then even worse, they believe that Jews are the literal offspring of Satan. They believe that Eve had sex with Satan the serpent, and this is where Jews came from. Horribly racist, but this is what they believe. And you might think, well, what does this have to do with today? The suspect in the most recent attack on the synagogue used the phrase synagogue of Satan. That is a phrase that comes directly from Christian identity. It is the same phrase that the head of the Klan in the 60s, Sam Bowers, used when he wrote a letter after one of these attacks to a Meridian police officer and basically referred to Jews as the synagogue of Satan. So it's very fascinating. History seems to go in concentric circles, doesn't it? And to see this arise now in Mississippi all these years later, obviously is something that horrifies not just the Jewish community, but a lot of other people as well.